There's a moment right before everything changes, a moment so quiet it almost feels invisible, when your heart knows the truth but your mouth hesitates. Your pulse quickens, your mind races, and the room feels heavier than it should, because what you're about to say might disappoint someone, might close a door, might change how you're seen forever. This is the moment most people run from. This is the moment where courage is tested, not on a battlefield, not under bright lights, but in a simple choice between fear and self-respect. Because the most dangerous word is not no, it's the yes you give when you don't mean it, the yes that slowly steals your peace, your focus, your future. Tonight, we're not talking about rejection. We're talking about reclaiming your power, and it all begins with the courage to say one word that can change your life forever. Saying no is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of self-respect. And there is a powerful difference between the two. Selfishness ignores the needs of others, but self-respect recognizes your own worth. When you respect yourself, you understand that your time, energy, and emotional strength are not endless resources. You realize that constantly sacrificing yourself to satisfy others does not make you kind, it makes you depleted. Many people fear that saying no will make them look cold, ungrateful, or uncaring, but in reality, it is the opposite. When you say yes to everything, your yes loses its value. It becomes automatic, empty, and forced. A no spoken with honesty protects your integrity and allows your commitments to be genuine. Self-respect means knowing your limits and honoring them without guilt or apology. It means understanding that your purpose cannot survive if you are pulled in every direction by other people's demands. When you learn to say no, you are choosing balance over burnout, intention over impulse, and truth over temporary approval, and that decision reshapes how others treat you, how you treat yourself, and how strongly you stand in your own life. Every yes you give comes with a cost, whether you recognize it or not. Time spent on one commitment is time taken from another, and energy invested in one direction cannot be used elsewhere. Many people believe saying yes opens doors, but too many yeses can quietly close the doors that matter most. When you agree to everything, your focus becomes scattered, your effort becomes diluted, and your purpose begins to blur. Life does not reward availability, it rewards alignment. Each yes should move you closer to your values, your goals, and the person you are trying to become. When you say yes without intention, you allow others to decide how your time is spent, and over time, you lose control of your own direction. The discipline to say no is the discipline to protect your future. Energy is not just physical strength, it is emotional clarity, mental focus, and spiritual drive. When these are drained on things that do not matter, what truly matters receives only what is left over. Understanding the cost of yes forces you to choose wisely, to commit deeply instead of widely, and to invest in paths that deserve your best rather than your leftovers. Boundaries are not built by explaining yourself endlessly or by waiting for permission. They are built by courage. Courage to disappoint, courage to be misunderstood, courage to stand firm when your voice shakes. Many people think boundaries are created by giving reasons, excuses, or long justifications, but the truth is that the more you explain, the more you negotiate your own worth. A boundary is a line drawn by self-belief, not by validation. When you rely on excuses, you hand power to others, allowing them to decide whether your no is acceptable. Courage removes that dependency. It says your needs are valid even when no one applauds them. Building boundaries requires facing discomfort head-on, because growth never happens in comfort. The moment you choose honesty over harmony, you feel resistance, but that resistance is proof that you are stepping into strength. Boundaries test relationships, reveal intentions, and expose who respects you and who only benefits from your silence. They require consistency, because a boundary spoken once but not upheld is just a suggestion. Courage is shown not in the words you say, but in the actions you take when your limits are challenged. It means repeating your no without anger, without guilt, and without explanation. Over time, people learn how to treat you by how firmly you protect yourself. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are filters that keep your life aligned. They protect your focus, preserve your energy, and create space for growth. Without boundaries, ambition becomes exhaustion and generosity becomes resentment. Courage teaches you that it is better to be respected than liked, better to be clear than comfortable. When you stop hiding behind excuses and start standing on conviction, your presence changes. You speak with authority, you move with intention, and you live with integrity. Boundaries built on courage become the foundation of a life directed by purpose rather than pressure. Growth demands hard choices, and one of the hardest is choosing alignment over approval. From an early age, many people are conditioned to seek validation, to measure their worth by applause, acceptance, and external recognition. Approval feels safe because it tells you that you belong, that you are not alone, that you are doing something right. But growth has never lived in safety. Alignment means living in agreement with your values, your vision, and your inner truth, even when no one is clapping. It means making decisions that serve your future, not your image. When approval becomes the goal, authenticity becomes the sacrifice. You begin to shape your words, actions, and dreams around what others expect, and slowly, your true direction fades into the background. Alignment requires listening to the quiet voice inside you that knows what matters, even when it contradicts popular opinion or disappoints people you care about. This choice is uncomfortable because approval offers instant reward, while alignment offers long-term fulfillment. Many people abandon alignment because the results are not immediate, but growth is not a performance, it is a process. Choosing alignment often means standing alone for a season, being misunderstood, and resisting the urge to explain yourself. Yet in that solitude, clarity is formed, confidence is strengthened, and character is refined. Approval can be taken away the moment you stop pleasing, but alignment gives you something unshakable. When your actions match your values, you move with certainty, not anxiety. Your decisions stop feeling heavy because they are rooted in purpose rather than pressure. Growth happens when you stop asking, will they like this? And start asking, does this reflect who I am becoming? And that shift changes not only the direction of your life, but the depth of your self-respect and the strength of your journey. Power begins the moment you honor your own values, because values are the compass that directs every meaningful decision in your life. When you ignore them, you give your power away, allowing circumstances and opinions to lead you instead. Honoring your values means choosing what is right for you even when it is inconvenient, unpopular, or uncomfortable. It is easy to follow values when they cost nothing, but true power is revealed when standing by them demands sacrifice. Many people feel powerless not because they lack ability, but because they are constantly living out of alignment with what they believe. This creates inner conflict, hesitation, and self-doubt. The moment your actions match your principles, confidence rises naturally. You no longer second-guess yourself because your choices come from a place of truth rather than fear. Honoring your values also simplifies life. Decisions become clearer, distractions lose their hold, and pressure from others fades in importance. You stop chasing every opportunity and start choosing the right ones. That clarity creates strength, and that strength creates momentum. When you stand firmly in what you believe, your presence carries weight, your words carry meaning, and your life begins to move with direction instead of reaction. Learning to say no is learning to choose yourself without guilt, to protect your time, energy, and values with courage instead of excuses. It is understanding that every yes has a cost, that boundaries shape respect, and that growth only happens when you stop chasing approval and start living in alignment. When you honor your values, you reclaim your power, move with clarity, and build a life driven by purpose rather than pressure.